Hey, hello. If you've been watching any of my stuff, you know, usually I play Frost on my main, but I've been playing around more with Arcane because it looks pretty solid right now. So, just trying to wrap up some delves here for the week. If I get a chance at Heroic Candle Confident. That trinket is actually very solid for single target, much better than I thought it would be. But anyway, we're gonna run. I thought I'd run an 11 here on my main mage. See what we can do with Arcane. So, not running anything special on Bran. He's just running his healer. And then I've got the Kaja and Goblematic grenades. Oh, that's interesting. I did read that they, these spores weren't doing any damage to the mobs anymore, but I think they fixed that back so they do again. Not sure how you break something like that, but Blizzard has been breaking stuff like that. Oh, definitely. There's definitely a lot of burst off of Arcane. Since I'm so used to Frost, what I've done is I set up a little bit so I can track what's going on in Arcane. There's a weak aura called Barrage Helper, which is pretty good. It's watching for the conditions in which you should launch barrage, like when you've got certain procs and full orbs. So that's a pretty good tool. Let's see. Looks like I just got markup for this guy, so that's alright. Looks like we can definitely lean a little more on the
Smell that? It's treasure.
using these spores to help do some damage to mobs. Let's see, do I need to go up there? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Guess we'll find out. You'd think that guy would spawn. Alright, let's try this. There we go. course, for the solo stuff, we're not getting the slows on the mobs. Oh. I didn't realize this guy was chewing. Oh, did I actually make a delve spec? Not on this tune. So, I think I just have one Frost Nova, but you can move your points around a little bit and get the second Frost Nova. Oh, I do have Underpin Bodyguard up there. Alright, well let's get loaded up first before we go up there. Definitely seems to be a lot of things in Arcane that gives you charges. Which means you'll be able to fire off quite a few barrages. Nothing up there. Alright. Let me see real quick. I think we can make a quick delve spec. Oh yeah, I didn't take diverted either. Okay. Personally, I like to take diverted energy for a little bit of heals, and then I prefer the extra Frost Nova, and then you can take off accumulated shielding. Move it over time manipulation. That way every time we clear cast we'll get a cooldown reduction on Frost Nova. And that's pretty solid for delves. The Arcane side doesn't really need to change too much from the standard Mythic Plus spec, I don't think. From what I could tell, it's somewhat like the Frost side, where you don't get a lot of options anyway. Yeah, Arcane, as long as you like pressing Arcane Barrage, which is fine. There is an awful lot here. Okay, let's see. I was saving my cooldowns for this guy here. Understanding that I'm really no Arcane expert, it does seem like a lot of what we're doing here is just making sure we're doing what we can to get arcane charges up. Don't seem to be shooting too many arcane blasts anymore. Mostly because so many different ways, at least here in multiple targets, that we can get our arcane charges back up, and then get we got arcane orbs flying out everywhere. All sorts of stuff going on. Okay. What was that? Little bit of burst there. 5.41 there. That's just ridiculous. That's kind of fun too. Let's see what this orb does to him. Oh, that's pretty good damage. It's really not too much of a problem plowing through all these different mobs. Even though we don't have the inherent blizzard slows or frost firebolt slows we're getting from frost. Okay, well, let's see if we can get all these guys gathered together. Or not. Huh. Not really sure how I didn't pull any of those other mobs, but okay. I'll take that. Oh, did he drop a power up and I didn't see it? I must have picked it up. Okay. Except I don't see that I picked anything up. That's all right. I think we'll be okay for Spinshroom here. I must have screwed that up there. Thought I hit everything the right way. Oops. Let's see if we can get mark up at least. Or touch. And easy enough. Yeah, yep. So definitely doesn't quite play the same as Frost, but Arcane's got plenty of good stuff in here to go through these tier 11 delves just as well as Frost. I think I would be a little more hesitant to pull a whole big room like an excavation delve all at once. And I don't think I need this bountiful, so I'm going to leave that. Anyway, definitely liking what I'm seeing out of Arcane. I did update my weak auras that I'm using for Arcane, though they're pretty simple right now. We are just using clear casting indicators. We've got the I forget what that's tracking. I believe that's the increased strength of our Arcane barrage. But you know what? I don't find myself that I'm watching too much for like where my nether precision is or how many stacks I got here. We are still making sure that we're getting the 3 different spells in when we got touch up, and then before we hit touch, you want an Arcane barrage in the air with preferably a fully charged with 4 Arcane orbs and a nether precision. But if not, I don't think it's the end of the world. Before you throw that, you can throw touch while that's in the air. And I think ideally, then you want to start off with an evocate, and then hit your missiles, then fire an orb, and then Arcane surge, and right at the end of that, hit Arcane barrage, and while that's in the air, hit your touch, and that's your basic opener. Though I may have screwed something up in there, but I think that is actually the basics. And if you time it all right, and you're not, I think I may have been too close to the boss, this last boss I just did. But if you time it all right and it all hits correctly, then you're getting great bonuses to all those different things. That's where you're getting the big burst. And then in Mythic Plus, or any kind of AoE, your stuff is hitting everything else, and that's where the big damage is coming out of Arcane right now in Mythic Plus. Just really, really nice damage on packs. But I've seen some bigger numbers than I can push up as Frost. Though, as we know, Frost is not a big burst spec, but I run with Arcane, and I've seen big burst at the start of a pack, and then as you continue on, of course, that's going to drop because you don't have that kind of power behind you. So you really have to maximize what you get in that burst window. Where if you go in as Frost, you get okay burst when you use your combo at the beginning of the pull. But during the AoE, if you can keep pushing in frozen orbs, you can still get pretty decent damage, just not as high a burst at the start as Arcane will get. So both are pretty fun to play in Mythic Plus. I'm going to keep fiddling around a little with Arcane because I'm feeling pretty good about it. It actually feels pretty fun to play. When everything's hitting right, you're getting lots of procs and lots of Arcane charges. You can keep popping out those barrages and orbs are flying everywhere. That's pretty fun too. And it's a little different than Frost, where Frost is very much there's a lot of casts in Frost compared to Arcane. I don't find that it's mostly Arcane barrages, a couple of Arcane blasts in there. You can't really count Arcane missile as a cast because you can still move while you're doing it. So I don't know. Arcane is fun too. But hope you guys enjoy that quick little run. I'll catch you guys on the next one.